Good evening. I'm Tracy Sisson-Phillips, the CEO of the Hueneme Chamber of Commerce. And on behalf of the Chamber and the City of Port Hueneme, I'm honored to welcome you to the first annual Hueneme Holiday Tree Lighting. This really isn't the first tree lighting in the City of Port Hueneme, but it's the first in a long time where the community has the opportunity to come together to share in kicking off the holiday season in this fashion, a tradition the Chamber and the City plan to continue for many years to come. I'd like to take this opportunity to introduce a few people that we have here with this evening that are very special. First, I'd like to introduce Mayor John Sharkey. Mayor Pro Tem Norm Griffaw. Councilmember Sylvia Munoz-Schnapp. Councilmember Doug Breeze. And Councilmember Ellis Green. We also have here with us this evening from Congresswoman Julia Brownlee's office, Sandra Delgado. From State Senator Hannah Beth Jackson's office, Ms. Jana Platt. From Assemblyman Jeff Gorell's office, we have Amanda Brogy and Stephanie Butts. From Supervisor Kathy Long's office, we have Ms. Lauren Bianchi Clemen. I'd also like to take this time to introduce to you Port Hueneme City Manager, Ms. Cynthia Haas. And I do believe somewhere around here is Police Chief Bob Gager. There he is. So that means everybody has to behave. And also I'd like to take this time to recognize our Chamber board members. They're running around here in the elf hats. If you could all wave your hand and raise. Or raise your hand and wave. I caught myself. I'd also like to introduce a couple of our former mayors and city council member. Former Mayor Tony Valenti is here with us this evening. Former Mayor Orving Carpenter, there in the back, and former Mayor Pro Tem Jim Daniels. We also have a few sponsors that we'd like to take this opportunity to thank. Without them, this event would not be possible. Ventura County Credit Union, one of our big Red Bow sponsors. Bonnie Mercadani from Soft Touch Photography. Rubberneck Signs, who provided the banners that you've seen on the corners of the Ventura Road and the Channel Islands. The Ventura County Star. Also one of our Under the Tree sponsors, Hueneme Beautiful. Thank you, Barbara. And our stocking stuffer sponsors, the Holiday Inn Express, Port Hueneme, and Navy Federal Credit Union. There are a host of other people that could be thanked for all of the countless work, and I just want to throw out a very, very special thank you to all of the city employees who have been working diligently and fervently over the past few weeks, decorating the trees here in City Hall, getting the lawn prepared for us to come out here and gather for this event. And during this holiday season, I'd like to ask you to please remember our sponsors and other Chamber of Commerce members as you continue your holiday shopping. Did you know that locally owned independent merchants return 68% of their income to your local economy? National chains, only 43%. And online sellers, they return nothing to our local community. We encourage you to shop locally not only during the holidays, but all year long. Keep the cheer here in Hueneme by visiting the independent retail stores and the wide selection of dining options on both sides of our friendly city by the sea. And at this time, I'd like to turn the mic over to Mayor John Sharkey.
Thank you, Tracy. How wonderful to see everybody here tonight and to join us in this celebration. At this time of year, nights are the longest and the darkest, and in many traditions there's a festival of light. Christians celebrate the birth of a baby, and we think of this as a holiday for the young folks, many of whom are here, and I'm so happy to see you all. We look at them with wonder, admiration, and awe, for they are the light that will lead us into the future, the coming generations. And we sure hope they can clean up the mess that we're leaving. But at this darkest time of year, let us recall the words of Genesis. Fiat lux, let there be light. And more importantly, let us remember, et lux erat, and there was light. Thank you for being part of our family here this evening.
Thank you, Mayor Sharkey. Dr. Ivan Meisner, founder of the organization Business Network International, coined the phrase giver's gain, which is predicated on the age-old idea, what goes around comes around. During the holidays, this concept can be seen in action in communities all around the world, including Port Hueneme. This is another reason we have come together tonight, to kick off a community food drive benefiting Food Share of Ventura County and establishing another collection point for the United States Marine Corps Toys for Tots program. Here this evening, we have two representatives from the United States Marine Corps, Sergeants Aiden Garcia and David Robles of Weapons Company 2, Weapons Company 2nd Battalion, 23rd Marines, stationed right here in Port Hueneme. I know I speak for everyone here when I say thank you for your service to our country and for the work that you do for children in need. From now until December 13th, you may drop off canned goods, non-perishable food items, and unwrapped toys in support of either of these efforts benefiting the less fortunate citizens of Port Hueneme and all of Ventura County. Participating in these programs unites us as a community. No one is exempt from the possibility of ever being placed in a position to seek out assistance, be it at the holidays or any time of the year. Poverty and misfortune do not discriminate based on the color of your skin or the faith with which you worship. We join together this evening in peace and harmony in hopes of strengthening our community. Please help me in welcoming Rick Wood, pastor from the church at Parkview, who has a message of hope for the holidays to share with us all.
Good evening. Is everybody warm? Yes. Oh, it's cold. You get very adjusted very quickly to, this is not cold in most places, but for us it is. As Tracy said, my name is Rick Wood. My wife Melissa and I, here she is back there, lead the church at Parkview here in Port Hueneme. It's a great honor for me able to have a few minutes to speak to you tonight. Only 4 or 5 minutes. I didn't say 45 minutes, I said 4 or 5. Okay, so that's a joke in our church, is I'm very long-winded. Okay, so my wife and I love living in Port Hueneme. In fact, we can't wait for Santa to make his Hueneme PD escort through our neighborhoods. How many of you guys like that when Santa comes by? Thank you. That's really awesome. That's one of the things that makes our city unique is stuff like that. I also love this time of year. This is my favorite time of year. From Thanksgiving to Christmas to New Year's, each with its own special meaning and emphasis, leading up to the beginning of a new year. First of all is the season, on our seasonal journey is thankfulness. We just celebrated Thanksgiving. Native American chief Tecumseh says, when you rise in the morning, give thanks for the light, for your life, for your strength. Give thanks for your food and for the joy of living. If you see no reason to give thanks, the fault lies in yourself. I don't know about you, but being thankful can be one of the hardest things I can do. Something about our human condition makes it easier to see what we think isn't happening instead of all the wonderful things that are happening, all the things that we have to be thankful for. I know there are many of you here who have mastered the art of being thankful, and I want to say, please keep it up. People like me who struggle with being thankful sometimes need you to keep being that. We need a reminder. I encourage all of us in the hustle and bustle of this time of season, in the traffic, in the family crowds, and even in some of the loneliness and sadness that can happen during this time of year. Let's all try to be more thankful. Sometimes it takes effort on our part. So I challenge you, see if you can find 3 things a day for which to be thankful. Next is what I call the season of joy, the one we're in right now. It is indeed better to give than receive. Who doesn't love the look of that special someone when you give them the gift that you picked out and you surprised them? We all love the look on their face. Or as parents, I know as a father, one of the most enjoyable things for me is to see my children excited to open gifts and taste great foods and to give gifts and to see faraway family members. Marianne Williamson says, joy is what happens to us when we allow ourselves to recognize how good things really are. As we move into the holiday spirit, let's not forget that joy itself can be a gift, just like thankfulness. As you're running around doing life, planning, packing, wrapping, and cooking, give away joy, a smile, a compliment. Tell those you love, appreciate, or admire how important they are to you. Tell them how they increase your joy. Laugh and have fun. After all, laughter is the best medicine. Don't let anything rob your joy. I tell the people in our congregation that when you allow someone to affect your joy level or affect you emotionally, you put them in charge of you. I want to be the only person in charge of me. I don't know about you. So, 2, when we let people or other things rob our joy, we put them in charge of ourselves. Don't do that this year. Let's spread joy to friends, family, acquaintances, and strangers. Your smile, your laugh, or your kind words may be the only ones some of us receive this week, today, or this season. Give away joy. Finally, this is a season of hope. Some of you are waiting for the finally. There it is. With the new year comes new beginnings. I know that for many of us, making New Year's resolutions hasn't been the most effective way of change. That 20 pounds that I've sworn to lose the past 10 or 12 New Year's is still there. Anybody can identify with that besides me? But what resolutions do is they remind us that change is possible. There is always hope. Hope is not wishful thinking, but rather hope is confident expectation of good. Martin Luther King Jr. said, we must accept finite disappointment, but never lose infinite hope. We can change. We can grow. Things can get better. Relationships can improve. Even in the tough things of life, there's always a ray of hope, a strand of hope. Grab a hold of that thread and don't let go. As Dr. King said, sometimes life has its disappointments. One of the best things we can do is to recognize when others are having one of those times and be the hope carrier for them. I know that I will need it one day. I know that you will need it one day. When one needs hope, another one should have some ready. My wife and I have an agreement in our family that we can't both have a bad day on the same day. It's a pretty good rule in our house. One of us has to carry the hope for that other one on that tough day. What if we did that in our little community here in Port Hueneme? What if we made a conscious decision to release hope everywhere we went? May this be the most thankful, joyful, and hopeful holiday season for you and yours. I declare that this thankfulness, joyfulness, and hopefulness will carry over into 2014, and our community will be an even better place to live than it is now. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Rick, for those inspirational words of hope. All right, so I have one question for all you kids out there from 1 to 92. Who's ready for some fun? No. See, I wasn't expecting more than 50 people here, and I know there's more than 50 people here, so let me try again. Who's ready for some fun? I want the people in that other city to hear that Hueneme has fun. Who's excited for Santa to get here? Me too. Do you think if we light our tree, maybe Santa will come? All right. Well, let me have the city council and the chamber board of directors all come up here. All right. We've got the proverbial easy button because that's how we do things in Hueneme. All right. So on the count of 3, you ready? 1, 2, 3. All right, let's see. I bet if we watch to the left, maybe, just maybe, all right, thank you, Hueneme High School Viking Band. And I thank everyone again for braving the cold this evening, and I want to remind you that we're not done yet. We invite you to take advantage of the free Santa photos that are being taken, compliments of soft touch photography, while you enjoy a cup of coffee or hot cocoa from the Coffee Connection, and are entertained by the Hueneme High School Marching Band, EO Green Glee Club, and Westminster Presbyterian Gloria Ringers. I would like to ask everybody there's a sign on the corner to my right where it says Santa photo line starts here. Please line up in an orderly fashion. We do not want anybody to get hurt. Please line up in an orderly fashion. And here comes Mrs. Claus and Santa Claus.
I heard everybody here was very good this year. Oh, I didn't hear a lot back. Did everybody say Merry Christmas for me? Oh.
All right, Santa, Mrs. Claus, your chair is right over here. Blessings to everyone and a very Merry Christmas. Mr. Norwood, take it away.
And it matches